So we're on a roll today. This seems to be how it goes. So this is past me talking to present you, which is future me to me. Future you to me. Yeah, okay. A little time travel. And I just say that because I don't want you to be confused if I am look or dressed in a way that's wildly different than maybe what you've been seeing on other days, because this is me from the past talking to you. Why? Because work smarter, not harder. Yeah. So it's Sunday, which means it's time for a Stashcast. Before we get into that, though, I'm Aradia Noir, your resident witch and creature, over to Aradia's Hand and Danae's Divine, where I create myth, magic, and meaning for your everyday life through art, intuition, and energy work. And on Sundays, I like to do a little thing called Stashcast. So when artists talk about stash, they usually mean beads, buttons, paint, fabric, yarn, thread, what have you. Materials is what we're talking about. Me, I add to that as well tools, because for some reason, I seem to collect tools. So, I thought I would expand it. And sharing is caring, and it's something that I like to do because maybe in sharing these tools, you'll learn about something you didn't know. You'll learn about how to use something that you have. You'll learn about something that you've been considering, but you weren't sure what to do with it. And that's great. And this is also one of the few ways that works with me and my personality about giving back to my community without really overly taxing my brain. And so here we are. So what we're going to be talking today is one of the, what's it? This is the end of our Needlefelting series that we've been doing. So over the last many weeks, I have been talking about various Needlefelting tools, and this is the end. So next week we're going to switch over to a different so-and-so. And so, yeah, here we are. Replacement needles. These are for Needlefelting. So there you go. It's just 3 of each, fine and coarse. As you can see, I did, in fact, open it just to kind of get a gander at them. And yeah, so Needlefelting is just a textile art that involves you taking felting, like fluff, wool usually, but not exclusively, because you can felt pretty much any animal hair, and stabbing it a lot to condense it into a form or shape. And these are replacement needles. So the replacement needles, obviously, they go with one of these tools, which we just recently talked about. There's the single and the multi. Now, obviously, if you're going to do with the multi, you're going to want to keep needles that work. All right. You're going to want to keep all the needles together. So, you're not going to put more than 3 needles from this package. So, if you want 5 or 6, I don't know, how many needles does it hold? That's a really good question, actually. No, I don't know. Okay. If you want 7 needles that are coarse, then you need 3 packages of these, because there's only 3, and then you'll have 9. So that's the thing. This, on the other hand, you just need 1. So there you go. Now, obviously, you can use them with the tools, but you can also just use them singly by hand. And that's really up to you. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Okay, so the thing with it is that the reason you would have these at all, these things break. They're needles. They're actually very thin, even if they're, between the fine and the coarse, they're still very thin, very fragile. And eventually you're going to break needles. If you're regularly using them, it's going to happen. Ideally, hope it won't happen often, and hopefully it will happen in the project, not your hand. But so that's a whole ass thing. Right now, I've just had these just for in case. I have taken them out, and I'm pretty sure I've taken them out and used them, once or twice. But I have a preference to certain kinds of needles that we've already talked about, mostly my Felt Alive. I do use the single every now and then. I gotta tell you, I don't love the multi. And that's probably because I don't felt terribly often, and so my control, it's easier to control one single needle than it is to, now, what I will say is because there's not much in the way of the handle, you do need to be careful if you're going to use these, because it's just really easy for your hand to slip and your fingers to slip down the shaft of the needle, and it does have barbs on it, so it will not feel nice. Now, that being said, when we talked about the Felt Alive needles, there are different shapes. These, I have no idea what shapes these are. Like, I have no idea. I don't even know how to tell, honestly. But there's different shapes that are used for different purposes. I guarantee these are not for unfelting, though, because that wouldn't make any sense. But there are needles that are basically used for that. They're for essentially taking something apart or removing something. So that does matter. That would be probably the other reason I don't use these terribly often, because I don't know which ones I'm working with. And I can look at the color coding on the needles I have and say, oh, this is for this and this is good for that. So there's that. But I like to have all of something, like when I go and start a new art firm, as many of the tools as I can get is what I want. Basically for the purpose of being able to, you know, do as much as I can as fast as I can, versus, oh my gosh, I'm to this point and I want to do this technique, or I want to try this, you know, certain way of doing things that I can't because I don't have XYZ random tool that I didn't know that I would eventually need. So there's that. So that's it. That's really it. So, there's not a whole lot to some of these Stashcasts. Sometimes these are among my shorter videos. Usually, I want to say my Monday, Wednesday, Fridays are the longer. Though those aren't videos right now. So there's that. There's that. I think it's everything. So I'm looking through my notes trying. You'd think as many times as I've done these, as I would like have some of the copy. Oh, that's where that marker is I've been looking for. You'd think I'd have some of the copy memorized. And no, I can't. I have enough on my brain. I can't really fit anything else in there, so there's that. Which is funny because that's not really a thing, but it is a thing. But it's not really a thing. That said, if you would like to see pictures, you can scroll below and you'll see all of these. My question for you is, do you have any like single replacement needles? Have you used either of these tools? I probably asked you that last week because that's when we were talking about these. More to the point though, like, do you like this brand? Like, do you have different other replacement needles? Do you tend to want to use them like this, where they're naked? Or do you prefer to use them in like a tool that you can hold? I'd love to hear from you. You can drop a comment below. If you are, like I said, if you want to see pictures of these, you can go ahead and scroll into the post below. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the link at the top and it'll send you over to my Patreon where you'll see the pictures. Also linked below are all of these things. I've linked all 3 of them. So if you're interested in getting something like this for yourself or trying one of these tools out, you can. I got these specifically from Michael, so that's where they're linked to, but the names of the specific tools, so if you need to search the specific tool and you can't find it at Michael's, or Michael's is not something that you can go to, that's also included below, so you can just copy and paste that into your browser and find it somewhere else if it all available. A lot of times I will try to link to a lot of times I'll try to link to manufacturers, but about half the time or a quarter of the time I'll just link to wherever the hell I got it. So if I remember to and I can find it, I will check out and see if I can find the brand, because sometimes brands are just like Dimensions could be a whole ass brand, right, where they have all this, or Dimension could be a subsidiary of another brand, which means good luck finding it. Like, you may or may not find it anywhere. But it's usually easier for me to just link it from wherever the hell I got it. But I will, in fact, give it a look now that I've thought about it. So there you go. But also linked below, my website's Aradia's Hand and Today's Divine. If you'd like to possibly buy something that I have needle felted, you'll find it over there. Yeah. guess other than that, I can't think of anything else. I just got this wild idea. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Yeah. I'm gonna write this down. I'm gonna forget it. We're gonna go back in time to like what day it is and like write this down. Don't ask. Don't ask. You don't want to know. It's okay. Even if you do want to know, I'm not going to tell you. It's fine. Fine. I'm scheming pretty much all the time. That's all I'll say on this subject. But, yes. Also, linked below my active social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, where I like to hang out the most, as well as my YouTube channels and Twitch, where you can possibly find me doing some of these things and using some of these tools that I feature in this and in my haul videos on Tuesdays. So that's it. Since you were so kind and you stayed till the end of this ridiculous video, which is longer and longer than I thought it was going to be, what are we doing tomorrow? Tomorrow is Monday Motivation, so hopefully we'll bring this energy from the past into the present so that we can like get her done. But I don't know. Make no promises. So we shall see how that goes. I'm having a thought. And no? Okay. We'll see if Evernote's going to open up for me or not. Let's not hold our breath on that one. So, that's it. That really is it. So, I just want to take a moment and say thanks. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for subscribing to my channel and coming on here and showing up and being part of my world. Because as an artist, as somebody who is by themselves all the time and rather isolated, it's easy to think and feel that nobody cares. And by virtue of giving me some of your time, some of your attention, you're showing your regard and your care and your concern and your interest. And even if I never know that that's what's going on, I do appreciate it. So I just want to personally say thank you to everybody who watches this, whether it's on YouTube or Patreon. Anytime you like, comment, share, anything like that, it means a lot because you've only got so much time and you could do anything else with it. So that being said, everything? I don't know. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you like and subscribe so that you can get updates about more stuff like this. And if you're not a patron already, consider coming over to my Patreon, where you can get in on some of the other community work that I do that I only offer there. And that's it. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, and goodbye. And I will see you hopefully bright-eyed and bushy-tailed tomorrow, and like ready to do stuff because I don't know. Toodles. Okay, so we're doing this again. I realized that I won't have to do this with every video, but I'm gonna have to do it with a couple. So we started at the end, which you'll see in 2 weeks. Yay! But so just a little, hey, by the way, what's happened is I made my schedule. I did not keep my schedule. And now I'm having to correct some things I said in a video because I'm not going to re-record it. That's not going to happen. We're not going to do that. But at the end of this video, I said, oh, hey, we're going to do Monday Motivation tomorrow. No, we're not. Because we've jumped up a little, many weeks, actually. And tomorrow we're going to have a lunar cast. It's going to be the full moon lunar cast. So if you're part of our 11Z's tier, you're in on that. If you're not, there's still time. Like right now, you can get on that. You should. Just a thought. But yes, that's it. I just wanted to correct that. I'm going to splice this onto the end of the video, which is going to look a little weird because I'm wearing different things, and my setup is different behind me, and the lighting is different, and that's okay. Because we're going for workable, not perfect. No such thing over here. So, that's it. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Rather, you'll hear from me tomorrow. God, I gotta get this straight. I can't, but that's okay. I don't really need to. All right. Toodles!